What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Listen, this is Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 10, Episode 14. I'm going to just be honest and tell you guys that you in Tokyo? Oh, man, I am so jealous, Quake. You got to tell me all about your trip when you get back. I am so jealous. That is definitely on my bucket list. Yes, definitely on my bucket list. You enjoy, you and the baby girl, y'all enjoy yourselves. Have a good time for me. Let me just be honest about a couple of things with this episode. First of all, Nell, you need some therapy. Like, for real. Like, serious. Sit down with somebody, no cameras, nobody else in the room. Girl, you need therapy. I don't know what's going on with Nell. I don't know. I mean, Destiny tried to make it seem like she's changed since her mother passed away. But then Chris talked like, baby, you've been like this for 20 years. So I think maybe her mother passing did affect her. I mean, I can understand that. But it sounds like this is just who she is. We start off this episode with Nell basically taking no accountability for her behavior at the family dinner and basically saying it was all Chris's fault because he ain't defend her. First of all, Nell, I haven't even looked at Scotty's. I purposely don't look at people's reviews until I've done my review because I don't want to be influenced. So this is just me talk. So either me and Scotty been around each other too long, or we feel the same way about this episode, child. Now, I don't understand how you can't feel like you did anything wrong. You set that whole party off. You embarrassed everybody, including your damn self. Hey, Scotty. Hey, boo. Like, you embarrassed everybody, including your damn self. And I am confused. Okay? But we're going to get back to Miss Nell. Now, let's talk about Kimmy for a minute. Baby, Kimmy is over this show. Kimmy is over this show. Her confessionals are lazy and she don't give a damn. This confessional she gave before she sat down and had this lunch with Destiny and Tisha, it clearly sounded like she read it off of a cue card. You know, every time Destiny gets together, it's always an eventful time. Let's see what's going to happen. Girl, Kimmy, hey, quit the show, girl. Right. Kimmy is like, I'm just here so I won't get fired. No, matter of fact, don't quit the show. They're going to keep giving you a paycheck to do what you're doing. Girl, take that money. You better take that Carlos King money as long as he offering it. Because, and I love Kimmy. I mean, Kimmy lost some brownie points from me a couple of seasons back with that whole thing with her and Maurice. She definitely lost some brownie points for me. But she's still if I have to pick a favorite, she's still my favorite. I mean, at this point, I can't pick a favorite because... But if somebody said you have to pick one person on the show that is your favorite, well, out of the women, it would be Kimmy. Now, if you say out of the men, y'all know who my favorite is, Marcel Crazy Ass. And he's actually my favorite on the show. But, baby, Kimmy is dialing this shit in. She does not care about none of this. None of it. So they meet up at Black. Did y'all run out of restaurants to go to in Huntsville? Because, I mean, this is like the third or fourth time we'd have been at Black this year. I don't know. And Destiny is talking to Kimmy and Tisha and basically saying, look, I had a conversation with Nell. Nell feels like we ganged up. No, Nell feels like she was ganged up on. Mind you, Destiny conveniently didn't include the fact that Nell said all of y'all ganged up on me. Destiny tried to make it seem like she wasn't a part of it. It doesn't matter because nobody ganged up on you, Nell. And like Kimmy said, you agreed when we were there in the moment, you agreed that Nell was yelling. You agreed that Nell was doing too much and that Nell was being extra. Now you done had a conversation with Nell, and now all of a sudden it's y'all, she feels ganged up on, and I don't like that she feels that way. And maybe we need to, girl, I'm with Tisha. I don't know. We don't need to do nothing. She the one that's been in these Huntsville streets talking shit about me. She is the one that has been in these Huntsville streets talking shit about me. I ain't saying nothing about her. I don't talk about that lady. She the one talking about my marriage and me, and I need to keep my name out her mouth. Like, that's her. That is not me. And I understand where Tisha is coming from. Although I will say this, Miss Tisha, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. See, Melody is gone, and you feel like you have moved to the top of the pyramid. I mean, I think you put yourself there, but neither here nor there. Now that you feel like people are coming after you for no reason, people are keeping shit going, people are being shady, people are talking behind my back, people are carrying bones. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, because that's the same shit you used to do. Now, maybe you feel like you're above it now, or you're over it now. But girl, we're not gonna sit here and pretend like that wasn't your MO for years and years and years. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Then Destiny says, I'm planning a girls' trip down to the winery. And she talks about how when she went out on a date with Will put the basket with the things in it. And so she giving everybody baskets because she wants them to put something so that we can all get to know each other better. Baby, Tisha's not interested. Tisha is not interested in the basket. Tisha is not interested in getting to know people better. Tisha is not interested in going on this trip. But once again, I guess she like, I'm just showing up so I don't get fined. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Because nobody gives a damn about this trip or this basket. Hell, I don't forgot. Look, can I tell y'all the truth? I forgot about Trish ass until she was in the van on the way down to the vineyard with Nell in the other car. When they pulled over the car and opened the door, I said, oh shit, I forgot all about Trish. Baby, I forgot all about her. So next we see Destiny meeting up with Nell to invite her to the trip. And this scene was boring. Once again, Nell don't give a damn. Nell is going to play the victim. In her mind, she's the victim, but she says she can go on the trip. She can coexist. She can do whatever. And so she's going on the trip. So Destiny tells her the same thing. Here's the basket. We're going to put this in the basket. Oh, and they talked about who she was dating and all that. Oh, no, maybe I think that was later on in the van. But anyway, or in the truck, whatever. But she says, look, you know, when I first met you, you know, your mother was dying, and I know who you were to me. You were there for me through my marriage, through my divorce, through my child. Like, you were there for me, and you were a mentor to me, and you were like a life coach to me. And I just want the girls to see that side. Like, I don't, you know, when your mom passed away, it just seems like you changed. And I really want the girls to see that. I really want us to get to that place where they can see that side of you. First of all, they know Nell just like you know Nell. Dang, now it was so boring. I turned on the commercial and forgot to turn back. Yeah, this episode really wasn't giving me nothing. Because I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Because first of all, the beefs are stupid. Like, nobody has an issue with Nell. Nell has an issue with everybody. Nobody has an issue with you, Nell, just like your family. Your family doesn't have an issue with you. You have an issue with them. And when you don't have a legitimate issue, you make some shit up or you bring some stuff that happened 10 years ago because you just want to fight. And that's what this was. Like, this whole thing with, I'm with Tisha and saying, look, I don't owe her anything. I don't owe her an apology. I don't owe her anything. I didn't do anything to this woman. She decided she had a problem with me. She decided she was mad at me. And that's it. I don't have an issue with her. So there is no legitimate beef here. And with Destiny trying to play peacemaker, no, you're not trying to play peacemaker. What you're trying to do is you're trying to get Tisha to apologize to Nell, because you know Nell's not going to apologize to Tisha. Well, Tisha's not going to apologize to Nell either. And at this point, Tisha is like, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in being her friend. I'm not interested in a relationship with her. I am not interested. And I'm going to be honest, I don't blame her at this point. Because what you mad about, Nell? Like everybody, and I think that's where I'm going to speak for myself. Y'all in the chat might feel differently, but I'm going to be real honest. What you mad about? And when the ladies try to sit down and talk to you, then you blew up with them to the point where Kimmy threatened to throw your ass in the damn pool. Girl. Letitia wants to fight too. She's just as complicit. Well, I'm going to get to Miss Letitia. We're going to get to her. Tisha forgot she talked with Destiny about what Nell said about her son and his new baby. Tisha was up in her husband's face about what Chris said. Tisha and Nell do not take accountability. Hey, Miss Thang. Let me go back to that first part. Tisha forgot she talked with Destiny about what Nell said about her son and his new baby. I don't think Tisha forgot. Tisha didn't say what Nell said she said. Nell told them she left because her son had a baby. She said she left the reunion because her son had a baby. Now, I think everybody assumed it was Lance, and come to find out it was the other son. But that's Nell said the production played that back. Tisha didn't say that. Nell said that. Now, the other part about Tisha getting in Chris' face, she absolutely did, and she was wrong for that. She was drunk and loud and belligerent, and she was out of pocket for getting in that man's face like that. Absolutely. So Destiny gets irritated and ends up wanting to switch cars. So she ends up getting out of the car with Kimmy, Tisha, and her, and she switches and gets in the car with Nell and Trish. So she gets Trish to switch. But did y'all notice something did anybody in here notice something that maybe or maybe not we didn't notice? Did y'all notice that in the first vehicle, they had Kimmy, Tisha, and Trish / Destiny squozed up on that one row? Even though the car had a second row, but they had all three of them squozed up on that one row. And then the other car with Nell and Destiny / Trish, did y'all notice all that room in that fucking car? Why did production make them women squoze up on that one row when they had the other car that had all that room in it? And I don't want nobody to say, oh, because they were filming. They film all the time in cars with more than one row. You just put a fucking mic on them and you position 2 cameras in the car. It is not fucking hard. Like, come on, production. Y'all production budget ain't been cut that much down in Huntsville that y'all can't let them women ride in a car that got more than one row and got them squozed up like this filming. They's drinking their drink like this. Come on now. Like, that's crazy to me. I was like, this is crazy. And I know that's a small thing, but that just it makes your show look, come on, y'all can afford to put the people on 2 rows. But anyway, child. Whatever. Anyway, they had the same around the room, just put the elbow rest down. No, they didn't. No, they didn't. On the other car, the row was a totally separate row. I don't know how to describe it. But in one car, it was the 2 rows, but they were connected. The other car, there was a space in between the 2 seats where, yes, the seat came down. I mean, the rest came down, but that's not how the other. It don't matter. They could have spread them people out. is what I'm trying to say. But neither here nor there. So they get to the winery and right, packed in there like fucking sardines. So they get to the winery, they do the flight, yada yada yada, and now the ladies are talking. So here's what I don't like. I don't like passive aggressiveness on either side. Destiny was being passive aggressive, and so was Tisha. So for Destiny to sit there and act like, I don't know what you mad about. What did I say? What did I say? What you mad about? She's mad or she's irritated because you made that little smart ass comment talking about how was the ride down, and you were like, it was great. And when Tisha said, was that before or after you switched seats? And you were like, and you said after. Why wouldn't she feel like that was some shade? It was. You're going to tell me that your ride got better after you were in a different car away from me? That's fucking shade. And the fact that you made production pull both cars over so you could switch seats, that already was irritating. That would have irritated me. Especially since they were like, no, we don't need to pull over, and you did it anyway. Yes, that would fucking irritate me. And then when you make the comment about, yeah, my ride got better after I switched seats, we're not going to sit here and act like there wasn't shade being thrown by Destiny. And for Destiny to act like, well, all I said was, I just said, yeah, I was just giving an honest answer. I hate when people act like honesty is an excuse for rudeness. It's not. Just because you're being honest doesn't mean that excuses you from what you're saying. Being honest doesn't excuse the rudeness. You're fucking rude. So I'm sorry, Destiny, you were shady. And Tisha picked up on the shade and she threw it back. So now both of y'all are sitting there sniping at each other. No one person was better than the other in that scenario, in my opinion. So that's why when they got to arguing, I was sitting here like, I was like, why are we arguing? Why are we fucking arguing right now? Tisha asked the question, right. But what I'm saying is, you had production pull over both vehicles just so you could get out of the car. Clearly you were irritated. Clearly you had an issue. So it started from that moment. You see what I'm saying? If we're caravanning somewhere and me, Scotty, and Josiah are in one car, and T, Yarel, and Sakina are in another car, and we're talking, and me and Scotty sort of getting into it, and we going back and forth, and I say, fuck this, pull these cars over because I'm getting the hell out of this car, and I make Sakina switch with me, the shade starts there. Because now Scotty is sitting there like, well, damn, I mean, we were disagreeing, but I didn't know it was that serious that you had to had the cars pull over and switch seats. Damn. So yeah, now when we get to our destination, Scotty might say to me, oh, so how was your ride down? And I say, better after you got out the car with me. And she says, yeah. Well, guess what? That's shade. And again, I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just saying Destiny was sitting there acting like what's the problem? Why is Tisha upset? Oh my gosh. Exactly. Thank you, GC Chair. They were both being shady to me. So that's why we spent all that time watching them argue, and both of them were being shady. So then, excuse me, y'all. I'm sorry. I should blow my nose. I'm sorry. Then we get to the basket. They apologize, whatever. Then we get to the baskets part. Now, to Nell's credit, Nell ain't saying shit. She didn't get involved in it. She didn't say nothing. She let them argue, and she was sitting there drinking her wine and eating her little charcuterie, okay? So, then they start going through their baskets. I'm going to be honest and say the only person that I feel like dug deep in their basket to really talk, like let people know something about them that we didn't already know was Trish. When she first pulled out that weight, I was like, I know she ain't about to talk about the gym. Girl, we know all you do is go to the gym. But when she was saying how she carries the weight of her family on her back and her going to the gym is like a release for her to release some of that energy and release some of that weight, that is something that I don't think everybody in the group may have known about Trish. We know it because we've been watching Trish in her scenes with the therapist, and we've seen her process through her feelings about her family and her kids and her and kin and all of those things, right? The grief over losing her parents, all of that. We've seen her process that, but the women there may not have known. Outside of Trish, none of them shared anything that we didn't know. Kimmy had Jalen and her candle line, which I didn't even know. Damn it, I didn't even know Kimmy was selling candles. When did Kimmy start selling candles? Maybe that was during the season I wasn't watching, because I stepped off for about 2 seasons. Is that when she started? When did she start selling some candles? I knew Destiny had candles. I did not know that Kimmy had candles. But okay, but I don't think that was anything deep or anything we needed to learn about you. Okay, there's that. And then Destiny showed us a picture of Law. And then she showed us the hospital gown from when Law was in the hospital. Now, Destiny has not talked a lot about, because I don't think she can talk a lot about her son. We know she can't show her son on the show. So that was a little bit more information than I think most people knew. But if you've been following Destiny, you know that about Destiny. But okay, I'm gonna give her a half of a point for the part about her son being in the hospital and what she went through with that, right? Because that's something that I don't think a lot of people knew. But a lot of people know about her son and how she went through a really rough time with him, with the divorce and everything, right? Then we get to Nell. Nell don't have shit in her basket. I'm gonna say that again for the people in the back. Nell don't have shit in her basket. Because Nell said, I don't like to give these ladies something to be vulnerable with me about, because they turn around and they use that against you later. And I don't want to give these ladies any ammunition to use against me. Then why the fuck did you come? Because the whole purpose of the trip was for y'all to have this moment with the baskets and open up. You could have put a picture of your family in the basket. You could have put a picture of your daycare center. As an entrepreneur, because listen, that is an accomplishment that you've had this business for the amount of time. Can you imagine how many children have that Nell and her staff have nurtured over the years? That is an accomplishment. And maybe you could have shown a picture of your daycare, and you could have told us the story about how you even got started with a daycare center. Because I don't think a lot of people maybe know how you got started. How did this even come about? We know you have one, but how did it start? You could have showed us a picture of your husband. Hell, none of the other ladies dug that deep, so you'd have to dig that deep. Show us a picture of Chris. Show us a picture of the daycare center. Show us a picture of your dog. Shit, you love them damn dogs. You could have given us something. The fact that you didn't even try, I'm like, girl, why are you here? Now you need to go. Because you're not even trying anymore. And honestly, the longer you're on this show, in my opinion, the more you're just embarrassing yourself and embarrassing your family. Kimmy, you could have given us a picture of you ringing the bell. Even though you shared your cancer journey with us, maybe this could have been an opportunity for you to talk about how that's changed you, what lessons you took away. You could have given us something out of that. You could have given us a blue ribbon. A pink ribbon. Something. You could have talked about growing up, how you grew up. Like, you could have given us something deeper. But even if you didn't give us nothing deep, you could have given us some. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I think that was a great I think that was a great activity. I just think it was a wasted activity. Because it could have been so much better, in my opinion. It could have been so much better. I just feel like it was and honestly, like, y'all know I went to New York last weekend, and I went to New York with some really good friends of mine. Like, and I've told, for those who've been around, I've told y'all before about my this is a circle of friends that we do girls trips and we do getaways. We go get Airbnbs for the weekend and we just go. And honestly, y'all, we really don't do anything. Like, the last time we went away for the weekend, we got an Airbnb that was like maybe an hour from my house. Like, it wasn't even that far. It was on the water, about an hour from my house on the water. It was a beautiful house. And honestly, I'm going to say 90% of the weekend, y'all, we just sit in that house and talked. We put together a puzzle. And while we put together the puzzle, we were talking. We get up in the morning and drink and sat outside, looking at the water, drinking tea, maybe not even saying nothing, just being with each other. We went out to dinner. Like, that first night there, we all bought something. Like, we did like a potluck kind of thing. And then that morning, one of my friends, her husband made he had made chicken and waffles. He made the batter for the waffles and he had fried the chicken. So we air fried the chicken. We made the waffles. So we had chicken and waffles. And then that night we went out to dinner. And then Sunday morning we woke up. We had breakfast. We ate the leftovers. We ate all the leftovers. And we just chilled. Like, I'm saying all that to say this. Even in that group of friends, I feel like we could have done that exercise and we could have dug deep and we still could have found something that we don't know about each other. Or we could have dug beneath the surface of what we do know about each other. Because there's always more to learn if you are being intentional in your relationships. And so for those women, in my opinion, to waste that, and I get it, it's on TV. Maybe you don't want to give us all your business. It's a TV show. I get that too. But I just feel like they could have given us something more than what they gave us. I mean, hell, Kimmy, you've embarked on it. You were a nurse for however many years. Something about nursing. Do you miss it? Do you want to go back? Are you glad you left? What about you in real estate now? You were on a whole TV show on HGTV or something. Like, how is that going? Like, give us something that we're not seeing, that we don't know. And anyway, I just felt like that exercise could have been a lot deeper. And then Trish, I understand they're not friends, but what I'm saying is, in this exercise, they could have given us something more. I get it that in real life they're not friends. I understand that. But they could have given us something more. And then Tisha, see, I disagree. CG Chair, I think Trish was the only one that gave us something deep. When she pulled out that weight and talked about carrying a weight of her family, I feel like she's the only one that really gave us something deep. But anyway, then Trish used it as an opportunity to basically come at Nell. And I'm over it. I'm just over it, y'all. She used it as an opportunity to just come at Nell. And it was a waste of energy. You talking about when friends stab me in the back, I have a heart of gold until you cross me. And once you cross me, that's it. So you had a heart of gold, you had a snake. And I don't even remember what the third one was. It was a waste. The whole trip to me was a waste. I don't feel like we walked away with anything. I don't feel like we made any progress, because then Tish, Tisha, and Nell started arguing about what Nell said, when she said it, who she said it to. When at the end of the day, Nell, you got mad at Tisha. I'm talking about the one comment about why she left California, why she left the reunion early. You got mad at Tisha about leaving the reunion early based off of something you said. You said we left because we were having a grandbaby and we didn't even know about it. You said that. Oh, you're saying that's why. Oh, I got it. Okay, it was wasted because she was sincere. I got you. Hey, Sabria, how you doing, boo? Yeah, so it's like you were mad about something you said. And it doesn't matter. And she said, oh, well, I said it after me and you went to the coffee shop, which was a lie. Because you have on multiple occasions been talking shit about Tisha. So now you're lying. Now you're lying. You didn't just say it one time and that was it. Girl, you've been lying. So now you just lying. I'm just over it. I'm exhausted with the whole thing because I think it's stupid. I think, Nell, until you are ready to accept your issues and your anger and whatever and whoever you're really mad at, this is all a waste. Because the way you blew up at your family, like if this was just Tisha, that'd be one thing. But the way you blew up at your family, the way you always making it everybody's fault except for your own, girl, I ain't saying Letitia, damn it, all these damn Tishas and Trishas, y'all know who I'm talking about. Marceau's wife. I'm not saying that she's perfect or she's right about everything, because Lord knows she's not. But honestly, Nell, girl, you need to go do some healing. And you're not going to do it on this show. You're not going to heal on this show. But I need you to go do some healing. And I'm so serious when I say that. Nell is mad at those boys and she's taking it out on everyone. Well, she definitely is mad at those boys. This show has a curse. Child. Nell is angry as hell. Letitia gets away with jumping in Chris's face on more than one occasion. Nell shares more about herself than Kimmy and Tisha. I agree with all of that. I mean, I think that Tisha was wrong for getting in Chris's face, and if that's what Nell was mad about, I would be there with her. But girl, you being mad about something you said. You know. Anyway, y'all, that was the episode, child. Y'all know we don't have Potomac tonight. So that's why I went on and did this now. Tomorrow at 7:30, we're gonna do the scene panel for Scotty's show. So y'all know we're 2 episodes behind. So we're gonna do both of those episodes tomorrow night at 7:30. We'll be on Josiah's World TV channel. If you don't have his channel, I will share it on my community wall. So we'll be there. And then at 9 o'clock tomorrow, I have an exclusive interview. You guys know that on Christmas Eve, I did a video about Darius from Ready to Love and a former woman that he was seeing, dating, maybe or maybe not married to. Well, thank you, Sabrina. Can y'all hit the like button, please? Yeah, whether you like it or not, the scene at ATL, yep, tomorrow night. Well, I have spoken to somebody that also is familiar with Miss Nicole, Miss Nikki, and she got some things to say. It started in the comment section. Child, Nikki was in my comment section cussing that lady out. That lady was cussing Nikki out. And so there's nothing to do tomorrow night. There's no Potomac tonight, so there's no panel tomorrow. No. There's no episode of Real Housewives of Potomac tonight. So there's no episode coming on tonight, boo. Yeah, so she reached out to me, and y'all know I try to be fair. If I'm gonna tell a story, if there's more to the story or another side of the story, let's talk about it. And so I talked to her today. She showed me a lot of receipts. She showed me a lot of receipts. And I told her, I said, well, I'm going to do a video on it. I said, you tell me what you're comfortable with me repeating and not repeating. Because there was some things she told me. She said, I don't want you to repeat this. And I said, cool, I won't repeat that. And then finally she said, you know what? Can you just interview me? I said, absolutely. Because honestly, y'all, it was so much information. It was so much information. I ain't even going to tell y'all no lies. So we'll be doing that interview tomorrow night. And all I can say is if you watch Ready to Love and you've been following this story, baby, buckle up. Because it's a lot of information. I don't even want to, and it's not Darius, although I did, well, I'm going to say that for tomorrow night. But it's not Darius. I don't want nobody thinking I got Darius coming. I do not have Darius coming. But there is going to be a guest. And I will let her tell y'all as much as she wants y'all to know. You got it? With that being said, y'all, let me get out of here. I will see you guys tomorrow. If I don't see you earlier than the panel, then I'll see you guys on the panel. Other than that, y'all have a great evening, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.